Last month, we looked through the legendary investor Warren Buffett's portfolio to find high yield dividend stocks, and we found a winner that went up over 30% in just 1 month. So why not do the same for other great investors? I didn't know this before researching this video, but Kevin O'Leary, also known as Mr. Wonderful from the hit show Shark Tank, actually invests a large amount of money in the stock market. I always thought he was more of a venture capitalist and stuck with the pitches from the show. What's more intriguing is that Kevin only considers owning stocks that pay dividends. Just listen here on why he believes that dividend-paying companies are the only ones worth owning.
I mean, I can't even imagine buying a stock that doesn't pay a dividend. Why would you do that? What would be the reason you would do that?
We have distilled Mr. O'Leary's time-tested investment methods, which we will reveal soon. But before we do, did you know that Kevin O'Leary has an honors bachelor's degree in environmental studies and psychology from the University of Waterloo, which he received in 1977? Interesting start for a businessman. Or is it? Let us know what you think in the comments. Anyway, back to the video. If you like these kinds of videos, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be amongst the first to know when more investment inspiration videos are available. In 2014, Kevin founded O'Leary Financial Group, a group of brands and services that share Kevin's guiding principles of honesty, directness, convenience, and above all, great value. And with the information provided by the indices that he has made, we can leverage the research he uses along with his rules and factor screen to find the highest dividend yield stocks that fit all of his criteria. And don't forget, by using this same method of dissecting famous investors' portfolios, we here at Investment Inspiration were able to find a stock that increased over 30% in under a month from Warren Buffett's portfolio, Ally Bank. It was undervalued, and Warren Buffett knew it, and he got a good value. Let's see if Mr. Wonderful can help us get great value by venturing inside of his portfolio and see if we can find a winner. Oh yeah, and the best part of it is all of Kevin's high yield stocks pay over a 5% dividend, and the highest yielding company pays over 8%. But first, let's see how Mr. Wonderful makes his portfolio wonderful. The key principles or rules behind Mr. O'Leary's investing strategy are dividends, low volatility investments, and diversification across many different sectors and industries. What this does is it minimizes risk while maximizing potential returns over time. According to Kevin, diversification is the only free lunch in the stock market. Another guiding principle is quality balance sheets. Kevin states, "I'm a balance sheet guy. I care about cash and leverage." Kevin scans through thousands of companies, isolating key pieces of company information in order to locate the highest quality among them. This technique is called a factor screen. O'Leary uses 3 profitability factors and 1 leverage factor in order to create his screen. With this approach, Kevin invests with an eye towards long-term success rather than short-term gains, which may not be sustainable. Now, over the long haul, the market does go through fluctuations and other factors that are outside of his control, so this is what he sticks to. So let's review the factors. First, the 3 profitability factors. Profitability factor 1, return on assets. Now, return on assets is an important measure of how much profit the company gains per dollar of capital invested with the company. High return on assets suggests the company is well managed and uses capital or cash wisely. Profitability factor 2, asset turnover. Now, asset turnover measures how productive a company is with its assets by showing if it can gain more than one return from each asset during a reporting period. Higher asset turnover leads to increased monetary gains due to its compounding effect. Together, these 2 metrics provide valuable insight on whether or not the assets in a particular business are profitable. Next, the third profitability factor is accruals. Accruals, an accounting term, is important in engaging profitability because it allows us to gain insight into the future liabilities and credits a company may receive, which we can use as a measure for their potential success. Typical accruals are things like accounts payable, accounts receivable, goodwill, future tax liabilities, and future interest expense. And lastly, the factor that makes investing in today's high interest environment extremely important is leverage. Leverage is an important factor in determining profitability as it measures the amount of money borrowed against assets. This can lead to high profit but comes with risks. Risks such as interest payments on the loans or defaults that could negatively affect your returns if not managed properly. In order for companies to reach their profit objectives while preserving capital and generating growth, they must carefully consider leverage factors when making decisions on how best to use the resources available to them. By taking these two elements into account, cash flow from accruals plus debt financing from leverage, businesses will have a greater chance at achieving sustainable, long-term success by balancing risk with reward appropriately. And of course, in today's environment, understanding how both accrual accounting and leverage work together is essential to create strategies that result in profitable businesses. Businesses that can sustain or grow through any given cycle or period during any business venture. Alright, so we know how he chooses his companies. Now, which companies may be undervalued by the stock market and have the most potential for price appreciation like Ally Bank was for Buffett? Let's find out. Of the 102 holdings currently in Kevin O'Leary's portfolio, we will go over the top 5 high-paying dividend companies, and the first one on our list is 3M, ticker symbol MMM. Now, 3M is a company that makes a ton of different products. I'm sure you've used Scotch tape, at least heard of Post-it notes, and have seen someone with some ace bandages. But that's not all they make. They also make things like equipment for dentists and doctors, safety helmets for people who work in dangerous places, and also, you know those N95 masks that everyone was wearing during the pandemic? In fact, they have over 118,000 patents for their investments. Recently, 3M has been having some legal issues, but they still manage to increase their dividend every year, and currently their dividend yield is up to 5.28%. 3M is a trusted and a solid company with a long track record of success. So even though they are facing some challenges currently, their company is definitely one that even Mr. O'Leary still is invested in. Next on our list, and a very famous company as well, AT&T, ticker symbol T. Now, one of the biggest advantages that AT&T has is its diversified revenue streams with multiple business segments such as wireless, entertainment, and business services. It's less likely that the company will be hit hard even if one of their segments is underperforming. This can provide a level of stability. Also, AT&T has a strong brand. The company is well established with a large consumer base, which can provide a level of predictability when you're looking at their investment returns. Plus, AT&T is investing heavily in expanding its coverage and has made many investments to bridge the digital divide. This could provide potential sources for growth for the company. Currently, AT&T pays a dividend yield of 5.44%. Next on our list, a company I'm not sure many of you are familiar with, BlackStone, ticker symbol BX. Now, BlackStone Inc. is an alternative asset management firm, but they are very different from your traditional investment bank. BlackStone is more of a private equity company that raises funds in order to buy or potentially fund different projects or companies in order to make a profit on them later. They can do this by issuing credit or debt in various sorts of financial tools in order to accomplish their goals. Therefore, they can make more money than your traditional investment bank, but they do come with a little bit more risk, and thus they are much more specialized than your large banks like the Goldman Sachs and Bank of Americas of the world. Currently, BlackStone pays out a 5.56% dividend yield. Next on our list, another telephone company, we have Verizon, ticker symbol VZ. Now, Verizon is one of the 3 biggest companies in the communication sector in the US along with AT&T, and they have been recently going through a little bit of difficulty. Both Verizon and AT&T haven't performed as well as people has hoped. The industry they're in, which is primarily phones and internet, has definitely slowed down a bit and has also been more expensive for them to keep doing what they do. Kevin O'Leary though does remain a stockholder in Verizon, and they have a very good dividend to keep his investment going. Now, Verizon is set to turn their business around in 2024 and begin to make money again, so it is, and potentially may be, a great time to pick up this stock at a great value. Currently, Verizon pays a 6.47% dividend yield. Now, last on our list, paying the highest dividend in Kevin O'Leary's portfolio, Altria Group, ticker symbol MO. Now, Altria Group is a tobacco products giant and one of the better performing stocks in the S&P 500. The company is known for Marlboro cigarettes, Black & Mild pipe and cigar products. They also have smokeless tobacco brands such as Copenhagen and Skoal. And they have seen solid sales and they dominate the US market. From an investment income perspective, Altria has a long track record of dividend increases with more than 50 consecutive years of increases, making it a sustainable and a powerful company when it comes to their balance sheet and their leverage. Currently, Altria Group pays out an 8.37% dividend yield. Now that completes our list of Kevin O'Leary's top 5 high yield dividend stocks in his portfolio. For more dividend paying stocks, be sure to check our playlist and we'll see you there.